Is your body count over 30?
No comment.
Hi guys, so I'm about to go to work, but I wanted to stop on here really quickly before I do to tell you guys something that's just been like on my mind and something that I feel like you guys need more insight on. So recently I've been like seeing these TikToks of like, oh, men are not approaching me. Am I ugly? Am I doing something wrong? And I've seen a couple of these. And I kind of wanted to come on here and let people know men are intimidated by beautiful girls.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
I feel like things are just backwards over here in Australia, you guys. So when I first moved here, not a single guy came up to me at the clubs and hit on me.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
The world's smallest violin.
And I found it a bit weird. I was like, kind of offended, not gonna lie. Coming from North America, I don't know, I was kind of offended. It was really nice, because I could just go out with the girlies, have a good time, you know what I mean? Like, no guys were coming up to me, like, it was great. Anyways, now I have a boyfriend, and every time my boyfriend and I go out to the clubs, there are 1,000 girls coming up to him and hitting on him, and no guys come up to me at all. And I'm like, is that just how it is here? Like, do the girls put in the work? Like, is it just a bit backwards? Because, like, in North America, it's like the guys come up to the girls, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know any girls that would go up to a guy, so it just seems a bit backwards. Like, can someone please explain this to me? Also, why is every single guy short? Like, I'm a pretty short girl, and I tower over all these men at the club.
Did you know that 53% of single men don't approach women because they're scared of coming off as creepy? This means that single women are going to have to step up their game and make the first move. You're telling me half of men will finally leave me and my friends the fuck alone at the bar and stop coming with their unsolicited advances? Let's ramp those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
The attractive men are not at the bars anymore. You know where they are on a Friday night? They're at the fucking gym. I mean, once late at night yesterday, on a Friday night. Tattoos, muscles, brunettes, men.
Men with no hose. Where are you? What are you doing?
Get your ass over here.
I don't know why they're not going up to women. Like, what's holding them back from that?
Because of feminism and Me Too and all that shit. And because women will put men on blast who like maybe awkwardly approach them. You see also those gym TikTok videos where girls like work out in the gym and then there's like a guy who like glances at them for like 1 second and they fucking blast them. That's what guys are scared of. And these guys they're not even doing anything wrong. They're just like innocently, sometimes they're not even looking in their direction. So there's like this social component now where like people are terrified to get like being exposed on social media. So
Are you approaching girls at a bar?
Me?
Who, me?
Who, me? I'm too nervous. I just wait in the corner and sip my drink and be mysterious.
I honestly find that guys aren't approaching girls at the bar anymore.
Weirdly enough, yeah, me neither. I usually would hear like my friends like be like, "Oh my god, like, I'm gonna go up to that girl." I'm like, "Okay, cool." No one really does.
It's like one of your friends said it to me recently. So another guy I know said it to me, and I'm like, "You're all very attractive men," and they're like, "I am like terrified. I'm anxious," and then I'm like, "You don't even have to be anxious because you're so attractive. They're coming up to you. Like that's why."
Yeah.
One question. Where's all the fine men? Where's the men that make you want to buy lingerie? Where's the guys that make you blush? Butterflies in your stomach? Where are the fine men?
Where the fuck are the decent men in LA?
Who's going to tell them? The decent men are avoiding deceptive thoughts and bedwenches like you, where the nice guys are treating you the way you should be treated, which is pump and dump you, because that's what you respect the most. Because modern women like you left great relationships for a player who will ghost you. And for the most part, it's not even worth the headache of smashing and dashing you 304s, because approaching you is like approaching a pack of hyenas.
Finally, my first time getting hit on in Home Depot, and he's not even attractive. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm here all the time. So for all you people who are like, go to Home Depot, that's where all the men are. No, they're not.
This post wall said the quiet part out loud. These modern women just want Chads and Tyrones to approach them so they can get the biggest validation. When they say guys, they mean the top 10% males, the ones that they notice. The rest of the males, like 80%, are invisible to them. Those are the ones they'll slander and call creepy and get the brunt of feminist PMS rage. Ms. Massive Forehead needs to pick up the DIY book, How to Be a Cat Lady for Dummies. At least she's not fat, but she's not in her prime anymore. She's like the high school star athlete who still thinks he's the star athlete 6 years after he graduated, trying to relive his high school days. If you're looking for stereotypical handyman, is that a good idea, but most are taken already. Does this spinster know these home improvement stores have mostly married or taken men? And if they were miraculously single, why would they want to be around an entitled, bitter spinster when they can meet happy-go-lucky 20-year-olds by the busloads who just want to have a good time? It's not even about the rejection because we all used to be rejected. It's the way they reject you, you sometimes feel diminished. Men deal with rejection all the time, but these females seem to enjoy it because they think the more men they reject, the more it validates them. They think there's something exclusive when in reality, they're just overpriced. And ironically, the longer they hold out, the less they're worth.
Connection story, and no, I am not excited to share this one, and I might cry because I was so excited about this guy. Let's get into it. This was a 4th date with a great guy, and not just like dinner. This was literally like a 15-hour date, preceded by a 3rd date that was about 10 to 15 hours. So we had been spending a lot of time together. Communication was on point. We had talked about making future plans of like, let's go on this trip, let's go to this concert, whatever. During the date, I started to feel a cold sore coming on. And I said several times on the date, I think I'm getting a cold sore. Not thinking I had to explain what a cold sore was. I thought the general public, because 90% of people get cold sores, I didn't need to explain what it was. Later that night, we were talking about it more, and I clarified because he didn't understand what a cold sore was. So I explained where it comes from, how it's very common, what category of viral diseases, I should say, that it's in, which is the herpes virus. Definitely, I could tell was freaking him out, and there was a lot of tension. And so I suggested that maybe he leave. Mind you, I should mention, this man had a lot going on. I'm not going to get into all of that. But a lot of things that I was like, okay, this is not something I would normally go for, but he's so nice and like so kind. Like our connection feels so good. So there were so many things going on that I was like, I feel like we have a strong connection. I'm going to look past it. And no one is perfect. Everyone is flawed. He texted me this. He can't get past the cold sore situation. And that he wishes I had mentioned it earlier, which I explained to him. I didn't mention it earlier because it's a non-issue for most of my life. But I don't know if maybe he heard the word herpes and got scared because that's a big, scary word. But also, to be unforgiving about one flaw in somebody is a giant red flag to me. I just really think like we need to destigmatize cold sores just because they're in the herpes category. It's no different than getting chicken pox, shingles, all of those things. It's just wild that people are uneducated about this and unforgiving about it when it's literally not the biggest deal in the entire world. One thing I will say is that this man treated me with more kindness, respect, and care than any other man I've dated has. So I will take from that this is the new standard and baseline going forward. So I do have gratitude for that.
Then again, maybe it's a good thing that these 304s are scaring away men. They're STD collectors. Is a used box really worth the risk of your dick falling off? What's worse for her ego is that. It sounded like she went for the nice guy, someone who she in her prime would have never given him the time of day, and he rejected her. I'm proud of him for having standards. This post wall 10 years ago probably couldn't run out of men who were interested. And now, as I've said, even the nice guy doesn't even want to smash. She played stupid games and is finding out. And it's going to get worse. Eventually, not even the biggest simps will look twice at her. Bro found his escape route and took it. Let's be honest, I'm pretty sure that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I would not be surprised if these dates were expensive because she talked about making plans with him traveling and going to concerts. Who do you think she expects to foot the bill, especially if she feels like she lowered her standards? Him. Also, I'm also sure the dates were filled with her emotional trauma about her player PTSD. These so-called dates were probably a whole therapy session about the bad boys and players who's done her wrong and are the worst. But she still talks about them to this day, as in she'd give anything to be played by them again. Another comment. Cold sores would be a big no for me, not because an illness is bad, but because I do not want to get them. As if a man needs another thing to make his life harder, as not being 6 feet with a square jaw or rich doesn't make it easy for most women to reject him. Females with STDs don't even want to date men with the same STD. Just buy a bunch of cats already. Damn, dudes are letting her have it. These females on social media are getting all the red pill smoke now. That's the MGTOW reality that just goes to show how much MGTOW is winning. These broads will probably be haunted by the red pill till they're 6 feet under.
I absolutely love when these kind of black males say stuff like, oh, we don't date black women. No, hun, black women don't date you. Because let's just keep it a buck. Like, let's just keep it honest. The black males that act like they don't date black women are just the black males that black women have passed up on for years because something is wrong with them. Come on now. Black women don't date you. It's not the other way around.
Keeping it a buck, there are more famous black men married to other races than famous black women dating other races and their own race. That being said, she's talking about the black men who aren't the Tyrones or the Pookies and Ray Rays. The ones black women like her calls corny just because they want to be a good, faithful man and a professional like an accountant. But she's acting like it's a flex that women like her reject these men. These men found women who liked them, who treated them with respect, yet women like her are single and bitter. She can talk all she wants. It doesn't change the fact that she's single and she's gonna die alone unless if she suckers one of these good men to marry her. A lot of these comments are single black women co-signing this. I say that all the time. Bring it to their attention. I've been saying it for years. Somebody had to say it, and I'm glad it was you. These are the same women who in 10 years will be complaining about good black men marrying outside their race. A man comments, then why there are more black single mothers out there? Delusional. A female responds, because the fathers are deadbeats who don't want to take care of their children. A man responds to her comment, why are they getting pregnant by deadbeats? This is what you get when you chose the player vibe over a good man you call lame. Another man comments, and you are right, and thank you, something is wrong with me. I love peace. All I'm going to say to men of any race is find where you're appreciated the most and focus on that. Because if you're a good guy, employed and in shape, you're in higher demand around the world than these entitled bedwenches who think they're God's gift to earth. If you can't read the small text, it says, 6 o'clock, my boyfriend and I were supposed to go on a date. It's 2 hours before the restaurant closes, 7 p.m., 1 hour before the restaurant closes, and I'm starving. He stood me up. I guess he's not your boyfriend anymore. She's got RSB, which means resting BITCH face. So I'm sure that means she's an actual one as well. Because a boyfriend wouldn't ghost for no reason unless if he finally had enough, or she was super shallow and chose the guy over 6 feet, so she gets shallow results. Just remember, when there's an audience of more than one person, a woman's tears aren't genuine, especially if she's crying on TikTok, meaning she's doing it for a desired outcome. That is to look good in front of the public, to look like the victim, so she can probably get Cash Apped or Venmo'd by simps and other single women. Another thing I want to say is, if you females don't want to be ghosted or stood up, how about offer to pay for dinner? I'm pretty sure he'll show up 100% of the time, drizzle drizzle. Can't afford dinner at a fancy restaurant? You can cook a dinner, but you and your strong and independent women and feminists said that was slavery, to make a man you care about dinner. So, since you don't want to cook and you're probably broke, we don't deal with dust bunnies. Drizzle drizzle.
The less approachable you are, the higher in value you are. And let me explain. And I don't mean this to disrespect any woman out there, but usually the most women that are getting men in their DMs are usually the women that look approachable. And the women that look approachable usually dress a certain way and look a certain way. And I'm not saying that dressing a certain way makes you what they think you are. But usually when you are, for example, protecting yourself more, in the corner more, not showing off your body, men are actually intimidated by you because they know that you're harder to get. So if you're not being approached a lot, that's not a problem. That doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. Remember, cheap products always have more people wanting it because it's cheap.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The only reason why a good girl isn't approached is because us guys think we're seeing a mirage. Like it's a glitch in the matrix that you actually find a quality woman, and we figure she's at least taken. If men actually thought the good girl or the modest woman was single, she'd be approached 1,000 times more than any typical 304. The reason why men approach thoughts more is because they know they're usually single.
So it's been brought to my attention that men no longer want to come up to women anymore. Due to sex allegations, women being just so rude and disrespectful, and rejection. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know men didn't want to come up to women anymore. I'm barely finding this out. Why do women choose to cuss guys out when they come up to them and approach them? I have no idea. I apologize for that. But there's just too many fine men. And if it takes me, the women, having to come up to you guys and shooting my shot, saying what's up, being the big stepper, then I'll just have to do that. And I'm gonna just start coming up to you guys and shooting out compliments and see where it takes me. So if I start coming up to y'all in the grocery store and I say, "Excuse me, sir, you are just so sexy," I want a response. Okay, I don't want none of that shy stuff.
We complain about these entitled females thinking they're the greatest since sliced bread, but I have to give her credit for being humble enough to put herself out there and approach men. Now, of course, she's only going to approach these top 10% men, and this is nothing new to most women. If the guy is high value enough, like he's famous, they'll run to him like they're being chased by a bear. Just look at Drake's concerts. Females throw their bras at the stage. Also, I think it's a little too late. She should have done this when she was a virgin to her dream man she wanted to marry, not now after she's Tyrone's leftover. Let's see what the comments think. Majority of us enjoy peace and quiet with no drama. Also, the bank account is getting bigger by the day. Damn, rejected. That's actually true. Sure, she approaches, which strokes your ego, but dating her will still cost money and your free time. Most women don't even speak back, even when we just say hello. Talk about lack of humanity. And these are the same brats that expect us men to die in a war to protect them. Just remember that. Only on the internet. Honestly, that sounds about right. This whole video probably got her a ton of DMs from men. Chameleons will just say this to get attention. Just remember, she said fine, as in, she's not going to approach the average salt-of-earth guy, just the men that do actually get approached by many women.
Why does a guy look at you, stare at you, watch your stories, but then never approaches you or asks for your number? Now, before I get into it, it's your internet big sis with love bets, back with some sisterly dating advice. Now, I would say this is a question I get asked so much, and I just thought it was worthwhile doing a video on it to clear it up. The thing about men is they are led by their eyes. The first thing of a man that makes contact with the world is his eyes. Men are so visual. That's how they are created. Men stare, they look, they observe, and their favorite thing to look at is women. They love looking at, boobs, bum, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but they just love looking at women. They love just, is that girl that this person was talking to? Is that guy? So the first thing I think as women we need to understand is a guy can stare at you for no reason. I think if women understand that, we will be so powerful. Like, we really, really, really need to take some of the value out of the male gaze. It's nice to have the male gaze, but understand that a man can just stare at you for the sake of staring at you. A man could be staring at your knee. Like, a man can stare. Men can stare. The easiest thing for men to do is stare. Now, when we start to get to the situations where there's more intent behind it, I think is a guy can be staring at you because he finds you attractive, but he's trying to decide whether or not he wants to cheat on his girl. That's the truth. A guy could be staring at you because he has a girlfriend and he doesn't want to make the first move, but he's staring at you so you will make the first move so he can play it like he was the victim in the situation. A guy can be staring at you because he knows he wants to experience you sexually, but he doesn't want to work for you. So if he stares at you long enough or tells this person that he thinks you're cute, you will make the first move. And then when he's done with you, he can be like, well, she approached me. Well, she's the one who was on me. Like, I was minding my business. She thing. So a guy will set you up as well to move to him. In terms of watching stories, one, I think as women, we put so much value in people watching our stories. Like, who cares? Like, first of all, it's the easiest thing to do on Instagram is go and watch someone's story. Like, you literally there's loads of times I've watched someone's story by accident because I'm just flicking through and then it's gone someone's story I don't even want to watch. I'm like, oh, and then I've come out. Like, anyone can watch your story. So if a guy wants to get your attention, he will get your attention. Like, it's the easiest thing in this world is to get somebody's attention. If your child wants your attention, they will call your name. If you drop something in the street and a stranger wants to get your attention to let you know you've dropped something, they will get your attention. The people who try to get you to give to charities on the street who don't know you from a can of paint get your attention. So this grown man who allegedly likes you and wants you, if he wants you, he will get your attention. You are not a leprechaun. You are not special. Not in a bad way, because, you know, we're all God's special children. But if he likes women, he has approached women. Because if you want to talk to women, you have to approach them. So the fact that he's not approaching you is a very clear sign that all is not well in the water. Like, don't give it thought. Like, I don't want to say I hate, but a part of me hates when women ask you, why isn't a guy approaching me? It's not your business. Don't worry about why he's not approaching you. From the minute he doesn't approach you, he doesn't exist. Wipe it from your mind. Like, if a man wants you, he will make it very clear that he wants you. That's how men are made. And I hate when people say, oh, what if he's shy? Do you think all the men who work at NASA are confident? Do you think all the men who work in these big banks, bringing home 8 figures, 9 figures, 10 figures, are confident? Do you think that every man who's married is confident? Shyness is never going to stop a man going after what he wants. Shyness just means that man is not going to be up in the place loud. That's the only thing shyness means. If a man wants a woman, he will do whatever he can. You've seen the movies where the dorky kid wants a girl and he gets on a bus and sits near her every day. And then the minute he has an opportunity to talk to her, he talks to her. The minute, like, if a man wants to speak to you, especially and we're talking about children in that example I gave you. If a grown man who is able to get himself a job, a house, a car, friends, if he's able to do all this and amongst all the shyness, he is able to talk to you. That's not the only shy man in the world. Shy men have been conquering earth since the dawn of day. So please, I don't want to hear, what if he's shy? If he's shy and he still doesn't want you. That's what that means. Like, if a man wants you, you will know, because he will approach you. He will make it very clear that he wants you, and then the ball will be in your court. If a man does not approach you, he either hasn't really seen you in that light, is trying to manipulate you to make you speak to him. And we all know how I feel about shooting shot as women. Don't. I have a video on my page. Go and watch it if you need to. Or he's just not interested in you. Or he probably has a girlfriend and he's just looking for entertainment, but he knows that his girlfriend is insane and he's not willing to risk it. Or if he's willing to risk it, he wants you to lead it so he can say, well, she spoke to me. So like I always say, there's always an exception to the rule, but for best results, assume it's not you.
At least she's being honest about it. If a female doesn't have looks, or a look that a man likes, he's not interested. It starts with looks. But like always, her viewpoint is based on her trauma getting ran through by the players and D-bags. And also, she's got no problem with the staring, which means if only these top men stare, it's okay. But if it's one of us, it's creepy. So us men in the MGTOW will let these females wait for the mythical Chad and Tyrone to finally approach them, because we know it's not worth the risk.
As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.